What's happening, my good people? It's your boy PKG Deluxe back with another vid on how I did. You already know what it is, so check this out. The last time we were talking in regards of a couple of side hustles. One of which being crab and fish. I'm pretty familiar that people like to eat crab and fish a lot, but it's a process when you're actually doing the job of getting the fish and taking it to the location and capturing these things. So in the previous video, I spoke about crabs and fish and how that market works. You take the crab out of the ocean, you fish it in, you transport it to the location, and then boom, you get your paycheck from it. So there's also another one that I talked about in a previous video outside of crabs and fish was the crab containers, the creation of the crab containers, and the retrieval of the crab containers. All three of these are different jobs in itself. Pressure wash cleaning the crab containers has to be done. If you happen to have a boat, you can go out there and collect the buoys that's floating out there in the ocean and pull up the crab containers that way. And or if you happen to have a little niche or like creating stuff, you can create crab containers because fishermen need them desperately. And the contacts behind crab containers will probably grow as an option. So if you did one crab container, just think of yourself having to sell that one at 25 and then having to make 999 more because they go out in a bundle and people will want them by the thousands. So you can create one, it'll take some time, but it's some money to make out of it. So it's just something to look at, crab containers and crab retrieval. Now, the last one I want to speak about, which was probably one of the most important parts, transportation and distribution. So this is cool. While we're doing a couple of these Hello Tech jobs on and trying to do a couple of the independent jobs as well, we're also going to start looking at trying to figure out who is the contact connect down in those areas to transport fish to and from. Here's my reasons why. Because there's a market in that. Depending on where you're going, you can make almost $150 to almost $300 a trip, and that's just per bushel. So let's say I drop off 20 fish to Benihana. So now Benihana is gonna get or give me a check for like $1,000 for 20 fish because it's gonna go by the pound. And those places where I'm stopping at, yeah, you would get those checks and collect it from there too. So it's a lot of money to be made in this distribution and transportation end of fishing. So if you were good at crab or wanted to get good at making crab nets, is a good option there. If you wanted to take or pressure wash or clean the crab crates, that's a good option there. Or if you wanted to do anything with retrieving them, that's also a good option. But the last one is just taking them to and from locations. And it's not as easy, but it makes me think differently about how it actually has to be done. So just as fast as the fishermen get it out of the ocean, that's just as quick as they got to get to a place. And they can't sit or wait. This fish has to go because it's freshwater fish. Freshwater fish doesn't leave a fishy smell. And now I've noticed that the difference between the two is, oh, when you catch a water fresh out, it's not gonna have that scent. It's going